my daily routine, and my whole daily routine connected. Все, записываете, что ли?
Да.
Пофиг.
Да, okay. So that's all. That's my daily routine. Actually, my whole daily routine connected with study, because with study, because I have to cram with my math, with my English, with my IELTS vocabulary. So um, these actions just continue over and over again every day.
Все, да?
Yes.
Я, да, начинаю.
Mhm.
To be honest, I'm really lazy type of people, because, example, in my daily routine, I wake up at 8 o'clock when starts my lessons, and my lessons is over at maybe 13 o'clock. And after 13, I always do my homeworks from English, from math, sometimes from art same. And I think that almost of my time I spent for math, because I always have a problem with networking, and I'm still solving this problem, because is it real important to me? And before 6 o'clock, I'm doing all my extra curriculars. After 6, I eat my dinner with my family. We always eat together, because our father really strict, and to be more precisely, my parents want to see with my siblings together, and that's like our traditional. And at lunchtime, like 2, and what I can say, after 8 o'clock, more precisely, after 20 hours, I started plan my next day in my daily note, and that's all. But sometimes I do my
Pictures,
extracurriculars works.
drawings.
Yes, extracurriculars. But I noticed that recently time I stopped
until 1 p.m. After that, I have time to training, and in evening time I study some, like I do my homework. So sometimes I go out with my friends, hang out. And at 1 a.m. I go to bed.
At 1 a.m. To my point of view, the most significant concept in human's life is making plans for the future. I think it is the most significant one. So my plans for the future is, first of all, uh, is of course going to abroad and having a full scholarship and getting a grant and study there. This is the most plans, goals in my life. So I started doing plans when I was 14 years old, and yeah, when I was 16 years old. Yeah, So last year, I started to make a plans for my future, and I just think over all of my future. And after 5 years, I see myself like a very successful girl, and who already opened the own like language center of English. And for before 25 or before 30 years old, I wanna learn Chinese language, and I wanna speak in this language very fluently as I speak English. So first of all, my majority goal is to study in America or Europe, and the second one is of course to provide your parents. Yeah, because right now my parents paid me uh, like abundance of money for making my to achieve to my dreams. So they helped to get my dreams, and right now I'm following to my dreams. And so when I will go to the America or Europe, I will work so hard on my study, and after this I will earning lots of money for getting own apartment for my parents. So this is my second best goals in my life. And the third one, as I said in the past, is learning Chinese language before 13 years old or 25 years old. Most of the people say so that Chinese language is a very arduous language in the world, and I totally agree with that. So I totally agree with that, because the Chinese language is not very easy language to learn. But a few months ago, I started to learn Chinese language, and it became my hobby. It would be very ridiculous, but I started to learn. And after this, my relative, my sister, как это жеңге будет на английском?
Brother-in-law.
What?
Brother-in-law емес пе?
Brother-in-law? В общем, my sister this time. So my
Brother-in-law.
sister
Yeah, brother-in-law.
born brother-in-law это жеңше ма сонда?
Yes.
Okay. So my brother-in-law was born in China, but her nationality is Kazakh. So she speaks very fluently in China, and I'm very interested to her speaking, and I wanted to speak like her. And she said that after 5 or 10 years, the most common language will be Chinese language and English language. So if I learn these two most language in the world, um, I will be the best, I think. So this is my three, yeah, sister-in-law. So this is my most three goals in my life, like uh, provide my parents from everything and go to abroad and study there. I graduated for the um, best course, and after this learning Chinese language, and of course to be a traveler, because I am keen on traveling and I love traveling. I want to try new something every day, but to be honest, I'm extremely indolent. Indolent is me like a lazy girl. I'm very lazy girl. So that's all. That's my like a bit plans of the
Ружан.
future.
Айта
I
бер, айта бер.
didn't finish it. So that's my a piece of plans for the future. And yeah, and I wanted to say eventually that if you plant your goals, if you plan your day, everything will be the best. So you have to make your plan uh, to the every day, every month, and every year. That's all.
Давай, кеттік келесі.
Мен бар.
Мгм. Тен.
So I have a lot of plans for the future. The most important thing that passed IELTS and SAT exams, then to apply for a grant in the United States. There I finished my studies, do a good job, and learned additional languages, meeting very strong friends. My most important dream is to travel abroad and live independently, independently, then creating conditions for myself and my family. Yeah, that's all. Все.
Алия. Алия. Ау. Лев ахтылека. Тигр ахтылека. Ау.
Оо, та бірдеңе істеп келдім просто. Күте тұр.
Ар десе да
Фараби. Бастай бершеш.
Я Фараби айтады.
Бастаймын, мен күте тұрыңдар.
Окей.
давай.
Ждем лев тигра. Қалай
Тигра.
Тигр ахтылека ол. Мен
тигра
лев
ждем.
Алимын.
Давайте поставим лекция айтып беремін сендерге.
Что за прикол тиграхтілека?
Ол сен ол темада жоқсың просто.
Дайте.
Okay. When you leave
Okay, let's start.
school, you understand that the time to choose your future provision has come. It's not an easy task to make the right choice of a job. I have known for a long time that leaving schools is the beginning of my independent life, the beginning of a far more serious examination of for my abilities. And so I have asked myself a lot of times, what do I want to be when I leave school? A few years ago, it was difficult for me to give a definite answer. So as the years passed, I changed my mind a lot of times about which science or fields of industry to specialists in. It was difficult to make up my mind and choose one of the hundreds of jobs to which I might be better suited. A couple of years ago, I wanted to become a programmer. That I thought it was a very noble provision. I was good at biology and chemistry in the fives. I wanted to help people who had problems with health. I knew that the doctor should be noble in work and life, kind and attentive to people. So a doctor who is selfish, honest, can be good at first profession. I tried to do my best and develop good traits in myself. Now I have already decided what to do. I'd like to be a teacher. I know that it's very difficult to become. Кстати, нужно укрываться. The subject you teach, you must be well educated and well informed. Ignorant teacher teaches ignorance. A fearful teacher teaches fear. A bored teacher teaches boredom. But a good teacher develops in these pupils the burning desire to knowledge, as John Steinbeck once said. A great teacher is a great artist, and you know how few great artists there are in the world. Teaching might even be the greatest of the arts. It's a great responsibility to bring up children. I think that's the reason why teachers are deeply respected. More and more people realize that very educated person should know a foreign language. That's why I'm going to become an English teacher. I always remember these famous words, and I'm going to teach them to my pupils. And so he who doesn't know a foreign language doesn't know his own language. I never know which age I would like to be married and which country I would go first. I just try to take every chance, even if some ideas look strange. In general, my plans for future are to be happy and kind. I would like to help people and make my town little bit better. I'm sure if everyone does a few good things every day, our world will become happier. I think my plans are the same like the other people have. The difference is how we are going to make them true. I have started already to implement them. I try to study well. I make new friends and I help my parents at home. And I'm sure in future I will be able to do more and more every day. Все, короче. Қақылдап не айтып кеттім.
Братан, не айттың маған да бер? Мен түсінбедім вообще.
Не айттым шынымен сендерге?
Шынымен вообще лагай, что ли, пих болып жатыр ана аяғын. Сосын дым естілмейді.
Аш, бағана босқа айттым ба не?
No,
Жоқ,
мен
Әлия
естідім.
естіді.
А, все,
Естіді.
ё, шошыттыңдар адым, құрыш барақ тілек.
Because when I was 15 years old or 14 years old, I started to having more problem than other years. Because when I was 6 years old, 5, 7, it's the most very great childhood in my life because you don't think about nothing. You just go to school. You just don't know about what the SAT like it's a common problems, yeah. So it's the most great time, and yeah, and in childhood you have your grandmothers who will care of your every day, and I think everybody has the grandmother and grandfathers who taking their like grandchilds to their guests, like qunaqqa, to the guests, and yeah. So and after these grandchilds of these grandmothers like enjoy, and grandmothers always give something to their grandchilds, and you just don't think about nothing. At my 16 age, mm, I had so many problems with the study, with the self-discipline, stress, and all of these problems I'm having in the 16 years old. And it was like I witnessed lots of experience in my life, and um, eventually I understand that life is so short, and like tomorrow you had 5 years old, and today you older 16 years old, and after some months I will be 17 years old, and I just can't like believe that I will be 17 years old. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the time is so short, and you have to appreciate this. You have to appreciate every moment that you live, and you don't have to be like жаловаться. Yeah, that's all.
Complain, жаловаться.
Yeah, complain. I forgot.
Кім келесі?
Nursul, you're not using eventually appropriately.
What?
You are not using eventually appropriately.
Тым түсініп жатқан жоқпын. Eventually, это в конце концов.
Eventually, типа рано или поздно, деймін.
Так можно и использовать. И не ғой, соңында деген ғой, eventually, в конце концов деген. Finally'дің синоним ғой.
Жақсы болды.
Шын айтам, шын ба?
Окей, Лев Али, старт.
Короче, Фараби, сен айтасың ба?
Окей, не
Ау.
problem.
Только бір минуттан.
I think yes, I did enjoy my childhood. Considering that I had a small car, and you can scroll it with your by using your legs. And one day, when I was like 5 years old, I went to the street and went down of the street, and I said to my sister, like, I'm going to work, so don't disturb me, and I will come back when it be at 6 p.m. So I was a naughty boy. So yeah, I had a lot of interesting things. So I will explain. Okay, thanks. Все, that's all.
50 секунд было, когда ты типа болды дегенде.
I translate this word.
Ау. Кто-то таймер ұстап отырыңдаршы.
Келесі.
Алло. Лагайте, кажется, у меня.
Аружан, сен ба?
Сөйлеп жатқан жоқсыңдар ода ешкім.
Ау?
Алло.
Бастаймын ба?
Ешкім сөйлеп жатқан жоқ қой. Бастайсың ба, бастай бер. Мен қойып отырмын.
Yes, of course. I enjoyed my childhood because my childhood was wonderful, and I spent my childhood playing games without any worries. As a child, you have no problems and spend your time playing games. And I think as you grow up, the difficulties increase, and you start thinking about the future, thinking about your knowledge. Yes, I think childhood is the most important кезең деген қалай?
Период деп айта берсей.
Period our life. Все. 1 минут болды. Ақтілек, сен айта бер.
Айта берейін ба? Біреуін қарап отырыңдаршы, иә?
Yeah, sure.
My childhood time, it was really incredible to me. I spent most of my time with my brother, and how I can in my childhood time I was a really bully girl, and I did bad things maybe. And for instance, when I was only 3 years old, I escaped from kindergarten with my friend and my teachers had problems with me several times, and I was problematically, maybe проблемный, как будет? Problematically, да? Child, sorry. And that's all. Люди, сколько прошло?
5 seconds. Да.
0,05 секунд.
Серьезно?
Шучу. Классно mı?
30 seconds.
Командир. 5 секунд, что ли? Пофиг,
Нет,
всё,
бір минут,
давайте
бір минут.
другие. Спасибо.
Алия,
do you want to speak?
Мен ба уже.
Алия, давай.
Не айтуға болады. Childhood is the most fun and memorable time in anyone's life. It's the first stage of life which we enjoy in whatever way we like. Besides this is time that shapes us of the future. The parents love and care for their children. In the children to the same too. Moreover, it's the golden period of life in which we can teach children everything. Memories of childhood, the memories ultimately become the lifelong memory, which always brings a smile on our faces. Only the grown-ups know the real value of childhood, because the children do not understand these things. Еще что можно сказать? Besides this, but memories haunt the person, his entire life. For children, it has no importance, but if you ask an adult, it is very important. Moreover, it's a time when the more... Ой, Dana Okay, in this stage of life, we can easily remodel the mindset of someone. Also, it is very important to understand that the mind of children can be easily altered in this time. So we have to keep a close eye on our children in childhood and should need to enjoy to you. Карандаш Дана кіріп кетті ма?
Yes.
Болды. It is a time in which should have to take care of this diet, his health and immunity. Besides, the children should be to be neat and clean, to eat, read, sleep, play, and to exercise regularly. And these things should be in the habits of the child. That's all. Болды ма? Басқа ешкім ештеңе демеймін.
yes, болды. Дана айтасың ба?
Дана жауап беремін екен.
Ақтілек шығып кетті ғой, бәсене ақ бітті демеді екен сен.
Дана.
Фарқ болсын. Мен фу деп сөйледім ба?
Сен наушниктен сәл алыс болсай.
Пүші деп сөйледім ғой.
Ай, ужас. Айтпайсыңдар ма?
Чатқа жаздым.
Мен енді оқып жатырмын просто. Дана қайта бір кіріп бір шықты ғой. Потом типа кетіп кеттім мен. Ойым жинақтай алмай.
It's okay.
All right.
Короче, ұйықтайық. Ерте тұру керек ертең. Нұрсұлу,
Oh,
шығамыз ба?
yes, let's call it a day.
Окей, goodbye.
Уже все, что ли?
Да.
Мгм.
Давайте тогда.
Что там бітіп
Goodbye.
Кім Нұрсұлтан кішкене бір қате жасап жүрмін, енді айтайын деп жатырмын. Негізі
А?
people, короче, кішкене қате істедім деймін да, жаңа сөйлеп жатқан.
Қайсына?
Нұрсұлу,
Нұрсұлу.
Нұрсұлуды айтамын, Нұрсұлу.
Haydi bir.
People's деген people ғой негізі көпшіліктер. People's деген.
Без S.
Иә, без.
Men qanday so'z aytganimda esimda emas. Nervous bo'ldim.
Слово.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay to
Yes.
make mistakes.
Болады
It's
па
okay.
ондай нәрсе. Давайте дальше кім? Фараби, сен ба?
Обед жалғастыр.
Yes. To my way of thinking, every person has their own plans, like necessary plans to do. As an example I can give, they have plans for months, for week, for day, and some of them they have plans for 10 years. And I want to say that my plans for 2 years. So after graduating my school, I just want to take a driving license and buy a car. And of course, I just want to help to my parents and study abroad, like making proud of me with my like achievements. And
Читаешь, да?
Oh,
Не читаешь?
не.
А то кейбір соңғылар ұқсап кетті, бір читайды екен бірға. Алекю.
Жоқ, ұйықтайсың.
Жүректен шыққан сөздер ғой.
Жүректен
Егер лучше, если сомненияларың болса, біздің қателерімізді айтып отырсаңдар болады.
Камера қылсындар десе.
Может, кеш.
көрінбеймін просто.
Sorry, can I ask you something?
Не деген сұрақ? Нұрсұлу, қандай сұрақ қойғансың?
It's very common question, guys. We are being.
Нұрсұлу,
Сұра бер.
Давайте Нұрсұлу сол сұраққа жауап берейік.
сөйлемнің
Фарабиге жол
қалай
берейік.
екенін білдіреді. Окей.
Давай, Фараби.
Ал не дейсің? Не жатым?
Фараби айтасың.
Фараби де.
Жалғастыра берме.
Спикинг айта берейін бе?
Айта бер.
Иә, мен
Afterwards, I want to say that in 10 years, I just want to be dad of 3 children. Who that?
Вообще демейсің жатыр.
Бәле еще бізге сомнения ұстайсың. Оқуатсыңдар ма деп.
Құрсын соңғы айтқасын. Прям готовиться етмейсіңдер ғой, мақта болып. Молодцы.
Өзім оқып отырмын.
Оқып отырсың, видишь?
And owning my own business and
being a successful woman.
yes. And thanks for your attention. Plan your plans to the positive side, I want to say. That's all.
Bitmez.
Yeah, but
жестко кетті ғой Нұрсұлу. Давайте.
Сосын менде мынандай идея бар да, бір группа ашайық, осы қазір отырған адамдарға бар ғой, и аптасына бір екі реттен жасап тұрайық та осылай, өйткені бізде спикинг и так та аз болады ғой.
Иә.
Нет, не надо. Ашпай ақ қояйықшы, ана жақта деген. Не, жұттарға жібереміз, а то кейбірлері обидчивый ұстап не істеп қалуы мүмкін. Бір, екі, осы отырған адамдардың барлығы келесісіне қатыса қалмайды да. Понимаете?
Кедай жетіп кетеді ғой.
Жарайды, онда бірақ былай істейік та, апта сайын істеп тұрайық осылай. Аптасына бір-екі реттен ба.
Нұрсұлу қоймайды ғой.
Не үшін бізде аз болады ғой спикинг.
Негізі аз болды ғой.
Айтпа.
Айтпа.
Қорқышын запись өсірейін.
Айтам десең.